Good morning, children. We'll continue with Shakespeare's Tempest, Act 1, Scene 2. We finished till line 264. And Prospero is very happy with the way that Ariel has obeyed all his commands. In every detail, he has been very honest and very faithful, and he obeyed all the commands. Prospero is also very anxious that all his enemies should be safe. He does not want anyone to be hurt or harmed. And the purpose in causing the storm, as I told you earlier, was to make his enemies repent, feel sorry for the wrong that they have done, and be reconciled to them. So Prospero was asking about where Ariel has placed the kingship. Of the kingship, the mariners, how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet. What did you do with the kingship? And Ariel says, safely in the harbour is the kingship, in a deep nook, where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch the dew from the still vexed Bermuthus. Bermuthus is Bermuda. Earlier, in the middle of the night, Prospero had asked Ariel to go and bring some dew from the Bermudas. Still vexed means always disturbed by storm. Bermudas is a group of islands and it is always disturbed by the stormy weather. So there, in a secret corner, in a hidden corner, Ariel has placed the kingship. And all the sailors also are safe. They are in their rooms below the deck. The mariners all under hatches stored. Hatches is below the deck of the ship. They are placed there, they are kept there, who with a charm joined to their suffered labour, I have left asleep. The sailors, the mariners are sleeping because of the hard work they did, because of their struggle to save the ship, and also because of the charm induced by Ariel. For the rest of the fleet, the rest of the passengers in the ship, which I have dispersed, they all have met again. All the remaining passengers, they have gathered together. They were scattered, but they have met again, gathered together again, and are upon the Mediterranean float. They are on the Mediterranean Sea, they are in another vessel, they are in another ship, they are going back to Naples. Supposing that they saw the king's shipwreck and his great person perish, they are all sad because they think that the ship was drowned and the king was dead. Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there is more work. What is the time of the day? You have done your work very well. You obeyed all my orders, but there is more work to be done. What is the time of the day? Past the mid-season. It is midday. At least 2 glasses. 2 glasses means 2 hours. This hourglass was a device for measuring time before clocks and watches were invented. We came across the hourglass in Merchant of Venice, Act 1. This device uses sand, and 2 cylindrical kind of vessels are attached together by a very narrow opening. The amount of sand which falls from the top vessel to the bottom one, measurements are marked, so time is measured like that. Maybe 1 hour is the amount of sand which falls from the top to the bottom according to the measurements on the 2 containers. The time twixt now and the time twixt means between 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously. We cannot waste any time. We have to do our work very carefully. Is there more toil? Do you want me to work more? Since thou dost give me pains, pains means you are giving very difficult work for me to do. let me remember thee, what thou hast promised. Ariel says, you promised me something, but you have not kept your promise. So let me remember you, let me remind you about that promise, which is not yet performed me. Perform me means for me. You have not kept your promise for me. The promise which you made to me, you have not kept it. So Ariel wants to remind Prospero about it. How now, Moody? Why are you gloomy? Why are you angry? What is it thou canst demand? What do you want me to do for you? My liberty. So Ariel says, I want my freedom. Before the time be out, no more. When it is time, I will give you your freedom. Before that, I cannot grant freedom to you. At the correct time, when the time is up, I will grant your freedom. I prithee. Prithee means I pray you, means I request you. Remember, I have done thee worthy service. I have worked very hard for you. I have worked very well for you. I have done my best in working for you. Told thee no lies. Made thee no mistakes. In the work that you asked me to do, I did not make any mistakes at all. I have done my work perfectly. Served without or grudge or grumbling. I did not mutter, I did not complain. I did my work very happily and gladly, without muttering or grumbling or complaining. Thou didst promise to bate me a full year. Bate me means you promise to reduce and grant me my freedom. Reduce the time of my work and you promise to give me freedom. Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee? Then Prospero questions him and says, have you forgotten how I saved you from such a painful situation? Torment means painful, difficult situation. Has Ariel forgotten how I saved him from such a difficult, painful situation? Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee? I did save you. I delivered you. No, thou dost. You have forgotten it. And thinkest it much to tread the ooze. You have forgotten how much I did for you, how I saved you. That is why you are complaining now. And you are finding it very difficult to walk on the soft shore of the ocean. That is the bottom of the ocean, which is covered with sand, and because of the water it is very soft. So Prospero says, do you think it is very difficult work to walk in the bottom of the ocean? To tread the ooze of the salt deep. There refers to the bottom of the sea. To run upon the sharp wind of the north. To run upon the sharp wind of the north. Are you finding it very troublesome, very difficult to travel with a strong wind? Ariel is a spirit. It can fly with the wind. It can become invisible. It can move also in the clouds, among the clouds. To do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost. So, do you think it is very difficult for you to travel with the north wind, to fly with the north wind, and to walk on the earth when it is covered with frost? Baked means when it has become thick, hard, solid with frost. I do not, sir. Thou liest, malignant thing, malicious, evil thing. I think this is the only time the Prospero gets angry with Ariel. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Her body was bent double. This Sycorax is a witch, an evil witch who used to do many evil deeds. And she was bent double means she could not stand up straight. Her body was doubled, bent, with age and with envy because of her jealousy, her bad attitudes. Hast thou forgot her? Have you forgotten Sycorax? Ariel, no, sir. Thou hast. You have forgotten. That is why you are demanding your freedom now. Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me. Where was Sycorax born? Where did she come from? Sir, in Algiers. Algiers there refers to Algiers. Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been. Recount means tell you, remind you once in a month what you have been earlier, how I saved you earlier. I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. You have forgotten it now, so let me remind you about it. This damned witch Sycorax, damned means she is fit for going to hell. She is so evil and wicked that she should be thrown into hell. She is damned. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible, for doing all kinds of magic, black magic, evil tricks with magic. Prospero is using his magic for good purposes, but Sycorax used her magic spell or magic power for evil, for doing bad things, wicked things. Sorceries terrible to enter human hearing. The wicked deeds which she did was so terrible, so bad, that human beings cannot talk about it. That is the intensity of the wickedness, the wicked deeds which she had done. It is not possible for people even to talk about it. To enter human hearing, from Algiers thou knowest was banished. That is because of her wickedness, she was banished from Algiers. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true? She did some good deed which is not mentioned here. Like the patriot, he did something good and we are not told what he did was good, what he did was bad. So because Sycorax did some good deed, they did not kill her at once. They banished her and placed her in this remote island where Prospero has also come. I, sir. I means yes. This blue-eyed hag. Hag is a term of contempt. When you say hag, you mean an old, ugly woman. This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child. When she came to the island, when she was banished to the island, she was about to give birth to a child. And here was left by sailors. The sailors left her here and went away. Thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant. Ariel is the slave or the servant of Prospero. And according to the words of Ariel himself, Ariel said that she was so evil, so wicked, and she gave him powerful, wicked commands to do. Sycorax gave orders to Ariel to do some wicked deeds, and he refused to do it because he is a spirit of the air. He is dainty, he is delicate, he is good. So he refused to obey the wicked commands of Sycorax, and as a punishment, she imprisoned him in the cleft of a pine tree. Pine tree. Refusing to act her grand hest means her mighty commands. She did confine thee by the help of her most potent ministers. She had powerful helpers, powerful spirits to help her. And in her most unmitigable rage, she was so angry. Her anger was relentless. It could not be decreased or reduced. Imprisoned thou into a cloven pine tree. Cloven means split, cleft, open, broke open. She opened a pine tree and she imprisoned Ariel in that pine tree, and he could not come out of it. And he was howling with pain. From that condition, Prospero had saved him. So she imprisoned Ariel with the help of her potent ministers, with her powerful helpers. And in her most unmitigable rage, she was so angry with the Ariel that she left him there in that pine tree. Cloven means cleft. Within which rift in prison thou didst painfully remain a dozen years. For a dozen years, Ariel remained in the cleft of that pine tree, and he was in pain, in great pain, he was howling. Within which space she died. And at that time, before 12 years, she died and left thee there. She did not say, rescue Ariel, she let him remain in that pine tree, where thou didst vent thy groans. So he was always moaning in pain, howling with pain. And left thee there where thou dost vent thy groans as fast as mill wheel strikes. In olden days, mill is a thing used. Mill, we refer to the mill where rice is powdered, and mill was rice was powdered with the help of water. The mill ran on water, and when the mill makes its revolutions on the water, it makes a sound. So the crying of Ariel, the howling of Ariel was louder than the sound of mill wheels. And left thee there where thou didst vent thy groans, as fast as mill wheel strikes. Then was this island safe for the sun that she did litter here. There was nobody in the island except Ariel. He is imprisoned in the pine tree, and the son of Sycorax, who was born. She did litter here. Now, litter is not a very word which you use for human beings. You say litter of puppies. So, Prospero shows his contempt at the evil, wicked deeds which Sycorax did. A freckled whelp, he had all marks on his body, hag-born. This Caliban, her son, was born of an evil woman, that is Sycorax. His mother was evil, not honored with a human shape. He did not have a human shape at all. He was deformed. Yes, Caliban, her son. Ariel says, I remember Caliban. Dull thing. This Caliban is a very stupid creature. I say so. He that Caliban whom now I keep in service. Caliban also is Prospero's servant, and he does work for Prospero. Thou best knows what torment I did find thee in. Again referring to Ariel, the suffering which Ariel faced when he was imprisoned in the cleft of the pine tree. Thou best knowest what torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever angry beasts. His crying was so sad that even wolves felt sad for him, and even angry bears felt sorry for the crying of Ariel. They felt sad for him because he was crying with so much of pain. It was a torment to lay upon the damned. Only people in hell suffer such kind of pain that Ariel was suffering when he was imprisoned in the pine tree. It was a torment to lay upon the damned. Damned is people who are thrown into hell. There is a lot of suffering in hell, and only such people can have to face the suffering which Ariel has been facing, which Sycorax could not again undo. She imprisoned him, she could not set him free. She did not have the power to set Ariel free. So he remained there even after her death. It was mine art, but Prospero, with the help of his magic, saved Ariel. When I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out. Prospero was had the magic power to open up the pine tree, and he set Ariel free. I thank thee, master. If thou more murmurest, if you complain any more, I will rend an oak. I will split an oak tree and peg thee in its knotty entrails, till thou hast howled away 12 winters. 12 winters means 12 years. So if you complain any more, if you mutter and grumble or murmur any more, I will split an oak tree and I will imprison you there for another 12 years. That is the punishment which Ariel will get if he disobeys the orders of Prospero. Pardon, Master. I will be correspondent to command. Correspondent means I will agree to obey all your commands. I will not complain. I will agree to do all your commands and do my spiriting gently. Spiriting means the activities of the spirit, the work which Ariel has to do. He will do it gently, he will do it quietly and obediently. He will be submissive to Prospero. Prospero, do so. And after 2 days I will discharge thee. After 2 days I will give you your freedom. That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say, what shall I do? Tell me what you want me to do. I am ready to do it. Ariel says, go make thyself like a nymph. You make yourself invisible of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. You should be visible only to yourself and to me. Nobody else should be able to see you. So you should make yourself into such a kind of creature, a nymph. Go take this shape and hither come. Go hence with diligence. Be very careful in the work that you are going to do. Transform yourself, change yourself into this kind of a creature called nymph, and then you come here and you must be visible only to me and to yourself. Miranda has been sleeping all the time and Prospero wakes her up. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake. Miranda waking up. She wakes up. The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me. Prospero's story was so strange, so unusual. That is why Miranda says she fell asleep. Shake it off, come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us a kind answer. Get rid of your sleep, be awake, and let us go and visit the servant Caliban, who is never kind, who never speaks to us in a kind way. It is a villain, sir, I do not love to look upon. Miranda says, I don't like to even see him. Caliban has a misshapen form. He does not have a proper human shape at all. Later on, he is referred to as half man, half fish. It is a villain, sir, I do not love to look upon. But as it is, we cannot miss him. We need him. We cannot do without Caliban. He does so much of work for us and we need his work. We need his services. But as it is, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. The work that Caliban does is, he makes the fire, he brings wood for the fire, and he also does other work which is a benefit to Prospero and Miranda, which is beneficial to Prospero and Miranda. What ho, slave Caliban, thou earth, thou speak. Earth, piece of dirt. Notice how Prospero refers to Caliban. Caliban is wicked in nature. He also has physically he is not good to look at. He does not have a proper human shape at all. Thou earth, thou speak. And Caliban within. Caliban is placed inside a rock by Prospero and he cannot escape, but to do the work, he will come out. And Caliban thinks Prospero wants him to bring in more wood. And he replies from inside the cave, there is wood enough within. Prospero, come forth, I say, come out. There is other business for thee. You have other work to do, and you should come out. Come, thou tortoise, when? Because Caliban takes a long time in coming out. Prospero says, how long am I to wait for you? Caliban does not come out immediately when Prospero calls out to him. So he calls him tortoise. He calls him earth also. That is a contemptuous way in which he refers to Caliban, and Caliban deserves it because he does not repay the good that Prospero has done for him. Come forth, I say, there is other business for thee. It is not fetching wood, but you have other work to do. Come thou tortoise when. Tortoise, I told you, because Caliban does not come out quickly. When? When means how long have I to wait for you? Re-enter Ariel like a water nymph. Fine apparition. You have changed yourself into a fine spirit. That is this nymph. Nymph is also a spirit. My quaint Ariel, you are very clever. Hark in thine ear. So Prospero gives him some secret commands. Hark in thine ear. Ariel, my lord, it shall be done. We are not told now what Prospero has asked Ariel to do, but Ariel is willing. He is glad to do what his master has ordered him to do. My lord, it shall be done. Exit. Ariel goes away at that time, and Caliban enters the stage, and here Prospero refers to Caliban as, thou poisonous slave, come forth. Caliban at this time curses Prospero because of the work that he is making him do. He was alone in the island. Caliban considered himself as master of the island, and now Prospero has taken over the island. Caliban, as wicked dew as ever my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both. You there refers to both Prospero and Miranda. Unwholesome means very harmful. Fen is a muddy water, marshy place, and raven's feather is used to brush the dew. As wicked dew as ever my mother brushed. Mother is Sycorax. Sycorax used the feather of a raven to bring the dew from this unwholesome fen, from this marshy place, harmful marshy place. Drop on you both. So let this wicked dew, harmful dew, wicked dew there refers to harmful dew. Let that harmful dew fall on both Prospero and Miranda. Drop on you both. A southwest blow on you and blister you all. Blister you, make sores all over your body. Let a south wind blow and let your whole body be covered with sores.